For fans near and far, thanks for tuning in to the Ball is Bay podcast, your favorite NBA podcast in an Indian accent. Today is a special day for us, and by extension you. Yes, we've taken the liberty of forcing our happiness and sadness onto you. As you can finally see, it's your hosts, Ashwin and Vineet.
In the same room.
Yes, in the same room, same place. Vineet.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you finally.
Yes.
A long delayed meet.
Yes. It's been what, like a year, two?
A year at least.
A year,
Yeah.
at least, right?
I think last time we met we could not.
Yes. Yeah.
We just had some coffee and that was
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been
But we don't want to take this too much to heart because this is like a one-off thing.
Yes.
Yes.
One-off thing. Just once.
Once
Once
a
a year? Yeah, once a year.
more or less. So hopefully twice a year, but let's not get our hopes up for that.
Yes.
So the reason for this meet and greet is twofold. One, of course, is our episode 10 of the podcast, Ball is Bay, your favorite NBA podcast.
Absolutely.
And the second one, do you want to tell them about our second reason for meeting up, Vineet?
You're in Bangalore?
Yes. Not just that, our legendary
matchup. Right, so you are, so we always had this debate. Not always, I never had the debate because I used to always defeat the guy.
Yeah.
But he feels like he has now finally, practiced for years and years and he can swish and give me a good
competition.
May not win, but maybe, close game.
Oh,
So
okay.
we'll see. So today or tomorrow we're going to have our 3-game, 5-game.
We'll play a best of seven. Best of 3. First to 7, best of 5.
Best of 5, okay.
First to 7, best of 5. It's just one-on-one basketball. It doesn't really prove anything except that I've been playing a lot more ball than him.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna beat him. So there's no need for mind games as of now. But
And defense, and this guy zero defense.
Swish. That's all. Just hands up and swish.
Defense wins championship, people.
Offense wins one-on-one games. Okay. Anyway, so let's move on straight to the topic we have at hand. It's a kind of emergency pod because we could not gather our wits together when the massive trade happened in the middle of the night. I mean, how insensitive of the New York Knicks to pull off such a blunder in the middle of the night.
Middle of the night.
Yeah.
Very insensitive.
Very insensitive.
What was the trade? Tell
The trade sent Mr. Kristaps Unicorn Porzingis, their number 3 draft pick.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be the cornerstone of his franchise. They sent him off to Dallas. And Mark Cuban, they sent him there. Now he's
with Tim Hardaway.
With Tim Hardaway and one more person.
Courtney
Lee. Okay, yeah. Courtney Lee is not back. Okay, so Courtney Lee, Kristaps Porzingis, and Tim Hardaway Jr. off to Texas, and they got DeAndre Jordan.
They got good players. They got DeAndre Jordan, Wes Matthews, and Dennis Smith Jr. All three are very, very good.
Exactly. There's not a scrub.
Not a scrub
team as someone's.
Like it was a good deal. I mean, the only problem was that New York Knicks don't have now their cornerstone player, which they had. But I don't think Dennis Smith Jr. is a scrub. He's a top 5 pick.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the
first top 5 pick. Wes Matthews has been doing okay, and DeAndre Jordan is a beast.
Yeah.
So I think they got a good deal. It's just that Kristaps is not there anymore, and he has not played all year.
I think what. Obviously, these are all just opinions. We never know if maybe there
opinions
something.
matter.
Opinions definitely matter. Our opinions matter more than the other opinion.
Yeah.
That's our opinion. But what I was trying to say is, what people might want to discuss more about is what are the reasons that could have been that you gave away someone you'd been like someone who showed you the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Once in a generation player, 7'3", 3-point shooter. Inside shooter, runs the floor, very good passer.
Yes.
Defensive beast. Okay. Defensive beast.
Yeah. I mean, he has to be good defense because he's like
7'3", exactly. So, but if you're giving him away, then there's obviously these people are not on crack or something. So they must have thought something. First of all, I think they got rid of Tim Hardaway's toxic contract.
Yes.
Whatever that means.
Which they gave.
Exactly.
Which no one asked them to give.
But they did. They sent him off. So now they have, I think, freed up 74 million in cap space for this summer. Durant is a free agent. Klay Thompson is a free agent. Do you think they are planning for something? Maybe lure Kawhi, or maybe like we discussed, what we discussed about Anthony Davis. Like if Anthony Davis goes to the Lakers and KD leaves the Warriors, then it's still even league because there are like 2-4 major players. You don't need to stack your team with 3 all-stars to beat the Warriors. That still holds true. If KD leaves and goes to New York, I mean that scenario is still not voided, is what I'm trying to say. So,
well, I think it will be interesting because one is I feel the Golden State Warriors should give Klay Thompson a max contract.
Yes.
He has absolutely played really well. He deserves it. So once they give Klay the max, then they just can't pay KD.
Yes.
And so KD has to make a decision whether he wants to win a couple more championships or he goes builds his brand and whatever.
I mean, by all like whatever we could think of, like whatever has happened till now, we again are predicting a Warriors run to the finals beating again KD being MVP finals. So 3 straight finals victories plus MVPs is a pretty good legacy to, like, even if he when he's like I want to go to India and meditate, I don't want to play basketball. No, his legacy is still set.
Yes.
So that's one more reason for him to not chase more.
Well, I think what would be very interesting is if Klay leaves and KD stays.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So I think that is a wrinkle no one really talks about because then it will be interesting to see how dominant the Golden State Warriors is.
Because according to you, Klay is the
one that makes it work.
Yes.
Because he can provide you 21 points with like no
and defensive stopper.
And defensive stopper.
Yes.
So that would be interesting to see. I think obviously New York has made this cap space for 2 max players.
Definitely.
That can be either it can be either one of AD, KD, Kawhi, Kyrie is also in the mix apparently. That Boston is it's kind of working. And no one is talking about Boogie Cousins.
Boogie Cousins as well.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, it was. I feel like a very good team would be. I think KD and Boogie are friends. They've always been friends, and they kind of have that same little bit of a
snakish vibe.
And I think they both would love to play New York. And I don't think they would give. They would try to not give DeMarcus Cousins the max contract. They give him a good contract because of the injury and all that, and they could get in another. I want to win a championship. I haven't won it anywhere else.
I mean, if you have DeAndre Jordan as a backup center to DeMarcus Cousins, that is a pretty good deal if it comes out of it. I mean, the crucial point is you have to get KD. Like, there's no.
You have to get. You have to get one of those 3. You have to get Kawhi, AD, or KD. You have to get one of those 3.
Or Kyrie also.
Kyrie,
no.
Kyrie is number 2. I think.
Okay. First, you have to make sure one of these is.
One of these is in your thing, and I think of all the 3. Probably KD is the most likely to go because I think AD is still staying championship, so he'll probably want to go into a team that is
Lakers.
that has LeBron already.
I don't think Adam Silver would care if we say.
No, I mean
Pelicans.
See, the problem is even if AD goes to the Lakers, I don't think the Lakers can still defeat Golden State if KD is on Golden State.
Exactly. Yes.
So that doesn't really. And I think if AD goes to the Lakers, I don't think KD would go to New York. Because he knows that he's going to meet.
So we need KD to leave Warriors first.
Yes.
Then we need AD to sign with Lakers.
Yes.
And even if they have no one else, they're still good.
And then,
it's a competitive.
Yes. Then it becomes competitive. Then the Raptors are competitive with the New York.
Yes.
And then
New York can go for.
Then they go and get one of the other guys.
KD.
No.
I mean, if KD is leaving Warriors.
Yes.
So then you go and get AD. Then it's still like KD and maybe one more max guy versus Warriors people
with
Lakers,
Kawhi and Raptors and
Kawhi and Kyrie in Raptors, or maybe Clippers. Who knows? You never know.
No, I think Kawhi is probably going to stay in Raptors.
You disagree? I don't think he's going to stay there. I think he's going to go to the Clippers. But yeah,
I don't see why Clippers. Why would you go to Clippers?
Because
Steve Ballmer? No.
There's still money there.
I don't think Kawhi is a money guy. Kawhi wants to win.
But then he left the Spurs.
He left the Spurs only, I think, because
personal differences.
Yeah, personal differences.
But then he doesn't. Okay.
Like he did his thing, right? He was the backup of the backup of the backup. He wasn't in the top 3. He played. He did his defense. He was a franchise player.
He paid his dues.
He was a franchise player. the key was going to be passed to him, but he felt like the organization didn't have his best interest because they did not treat him really well, and then when Manu and Tony came out just like accusing him, then I think that really they shouldn't have done that. I think it was a very bad move by the veterans. They should have tried to be like, you know what, let him, you know. Anyway, the point being that I don't think Kawhi is the kind of guy who is chasing money.
He might not be chasing, but I'm sure.
Because if you are chasing money, you would have stayed with the Spurs.
But then it depends on whether the Kawhi Toronto team can make it as far as they should. Also. If they don't make it to the conference finals also, I think that's a team be like, no, by the way, it was a good time.
No, I think they'll get to the conference finals. They're a very, very good team. Yes, they've been butchered by Milwaukee the last 2 times, but I think it's just a matter of time.
Okay.
Because they have much more depth than the Bucks.
I would say they have not much bench strength, but
Toronto
has the bench.
You have Giannis and then you have nobody.
But that's what comes down. No, if Bucks have the home court advantage come playoffs, they get to play 4 games at the Mecca, and Toronto gets to play only 3 games. So they have to.
They have a better coach also.
Yes,
they have a better coach also.
Plus they have to figure out whether to go for that first spot or be assured that you can win 1 game in Milwaukee. Something has to give, right? Plus, it's not like Celtics and 76ers are a walkover. Celtics, especially come playoff time, I think they will be even.
I think their chemistry is all whack.
What about this Kyrie Irving thing? Like one day he says I want to be a leader, and then he says okay I'm trying to be a leader, and then he's like I don't owe anyone shit.
Kyrie. I mean, see, the problem with Kyrie is that like I think he was a #1 draft pick, and he just had a really weird journey in general.
You think hitting that game-winning shot in 7th place just made him think that he's greater than he may be? Because I'll just say I heard Hoopistani's podcast. I think yesterday.
Shout out to Hoopistani.
Our original engineer. Yes. Please have a fun India trip.
Oh, is this here for a trip? Or is he here for good?
I don't think he's here for good. He keeps visiting India.
Oh.
Please let us know in the comments, Hoopistani, whether you are here or not. Yes. Anyway, so one of his takes was that Kyrie Irving has been given too much credit for not enough body of work. As in, his words were, he's not at the level of AD or KD or LeBron, but he thinks he is. Which I think is an interesting topic. I mean, I remember seeing the Raptors game where he just torched Kawhi. Nobody could touch him. Absolute beast, man. And he's done that in clutch situations also. But then, off the court, trying to prove to everyone that I'm a leader. Show that you're a leader. Don't keep saying that I'm a leader.
True. See, I think it really turns down to why he's not such a dominant player just because of his size.
Okay.
In the end of the day, you have to play to be a very good, to be called in that upper echelon. You have to be able to do some kind of defense. You should be some kind of. And Kyrie is just not that, right? Like LeBron can do defense, Kawhi can play defense, AD can play defense, KD can play defense, just because of their size, right? But who's Kyrie going to guard unless there's Isaiah Thomas on the other side, right? I mean that's the honest thing. Even he couldn't guard Steph Curry during that, the finals thing. So that's what makes him a liability because in the crunch situations, he's somebody. If he's on the court, the person that he is supposedly supposed to guard just has free range.
But I mean, at his position, how many players on nightly basis do you think are better than him offensively?
Everybody.
Offensively?
Yeah, Steph, Russell. Who was it there? Well, no one in the East.
No one in the East. So I mean, he doesn't have to do it. I mean, just like Russell Westbrook doesn't have to play great defense. He has a lot of steals, but that's because he's.
No, but Russell is a good defensive player.
I disagree with the fact that he's not a good. See, he's got a lot of steals, but that is because he's a very active person. He gambles a lot, and he.
Okay, we are not talking about obviously. No.
I somehow managed to do it.
No.
Okay,
this is irrelevant.
No.
Okay,
we just won our 6th game in a row. Hashtag Thunder Up. I think we beat the. Who did we beat today? We beat the Miami Heat. Miami.
You beat Nuggets today.
No, we beat the Heat. And imagine going to Florida, not partying, but focusing enough to beat the Miami Heat is a great.
When Russell Westbrook made 10 points or 16 points.
It doesn't matter, man. Assists is all that matters. He doesn't have to do it. See, the thing with Westbrook is he's great as alpha, but he's more influential and he's more able to win when he's Even though I'm this great, I'm gonna differ. PG, please go to your thing.
Let's move away from it.
Let's move away from okay. I tried my best. Hashtag Thandwad, always. So anyway, what I'm saying, Kyrie is not great at defense, fine, given, but at his position, he is a big guard, right? Like how many people are bigger than him at his position? James Harden is probably bigger than him, but he's just 6'4", whatever. Westbrook is bigger than him.
Is just 6.
No, I think 6'2" or whatever.
Just 6. He's a short guy.
I think 6'2".
No.
But still doesn't matter, right? Because you can't stop him also. It's not that it's a one-way street.
Yeah. But you're talking about in the crunch situations, right? Like for example, AD can lock down the entire paint if he wants to.
Okay.
In crunch, that's what matters, right? In the crunch situation, what matters. And he's great at scoring, but on defense, he's a liability. So that's what gets him a notch below the best of the best.
Okay, I agree that he's not best of the best. Obviously, I don't disagree with that because if your team can make the Eastern Conference Finals without you, then you have to kind of question like once he comes back, then he has to get them over the edge. Otherwise, they'll be like, we got to this place against LeBron, we took him to Game 7 without you. But when you come back, it can't be that we are just doing as well. We have to do much better. Because Kyrie is proper. You can't ignore it.
But I think that, like I said, I think with the Boston the fact that they performed so well last time is actually hurting them.
True, I agree. So, I mean, we can opine all we want, but do you think Kyrie Irving might be leaving Boston?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I think if Boston has to make a trade
for Davis,
I would do it.
You would send Kyrie Irving?
I would send Kyrie. Okay. It's just a better player. I mean, it's sad that Kyrie is such a good player and he's gotten traded twice, but he got traded for very good reasons. So I would do it because I think AD does not take away the spots of the other people.
Yeah, I mean they could easily send out Kyrie Irving and
be actually a better team.
Yeah, exactly. Because they have people who've been. Kyrie is a great addition to. I mean, there's no one on the Celtics as good as Kyrie. But even if you take Kyrie out and substitute AD, you still have Rozier and Brown and those people, and they know how to play together. And all you do is make sure you just lob it up and AD will go there. Yeah, and if you can retain Al Horford, that'll be.
I mean, so just think about it. If we can, everyone can see it. It's gonna happen. And if I'm AD and I want to win the championship, I'm not going against the Golden State Warriors again.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just stupid. At least this year, it's just stupid. They just have such a great system that you can't bet against. And even if KD leaves, they can probably substitute him with someone who's desperate to win a championship. I don't think
they can replace KD, but they still
some elite scorer.
I mean, they still have. It's not like if you take KD out, that team is still a very strong team in the Western Conference, even without.
It's a very strong team.
Exactly. It's just that I think Steph will end up scoring 50 points for every game. He's a restrained person now. Imagine if you let him loose.
And also, people don't talk about this, but there are two amazing players on the block too.
Like
Mike Conley and Marcus.
Mike Conley and Marcus. I think they're also. I don't know
why people don't talk about it, but imagine Mike Conley and KD on the same team. That would be just crazy.
Mike Conley.
He's
pretty underrated.
He's a very, very good point guard. People are really afraid of him as a point guard.
But what about Marcus? I think he's gotten older.
Marcus does his thing. He's I would say, he's kind of
like a skillful Steven Adams.
He's the older version of Tim Duncan.
Oh.
It's like when Tim Duncan was 40.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Mark. But still very effective.
Yeah.
Still does his thing. Team player.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So, I think once we can figure out that KD's leaving the Warriors, some sort of parity will return to the NBA.
That's the most important part. I think that's kind of the block that needs to fall.
So, KD, if you're listening, please leave the Warriors and let us watch some competitive basketball once again.
Yes.
Yeah, please use one of your burner accounts to comment if you feel like it. Hashtag truth.
Hashtag facts.
Hashtag facts, yes. Again, one more thing. It's still trade related, but let's put our minds to it anyways. Charles Barkley. was pissed at Anthony Davis and said that this collusion to try that players are doing to go to each other's friends' place or the same agents talking to each other, making sure that this is happening is absolutely unacceptable in a league like the NBA. What are your
No, I think that's fine. I think everyone does it anyway.
Okay. Everyone does it, yeah.
Is it illegal and tampering? Yeah.
It is tampering, right?
It is tampering, yeah.
Exactly.
But the point is that everyone does it anyways.
One of the most famous gripes that these old players have is that back in the day we were not friends. Like we hated each other. We would not practice in the same.
I agree with that. That's how the mentality. That's why I give Giannis like props. But Giannis like, you know what, we can be friends, but we don't have to practice together. See, you know how it is, right? Like
I mean,
the moment I play one-on-one with you, I know your weakness. And I know it already. I'm just saying. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So why would you go and practice for weeks?
Especially when you're a professional and you're getting paid for it.
Where like a little bit of
edge.
Edge is enough. So I don't.
Exactly right. Like because I think the
also mental edge, right? So for example, you're playing one-on-one, or you're playing 2-on-2, or you're practicing, you're running scrimmages. Once there is a little bit, right? So when you're, say I defeat you a lot in one-on-one, right? So mentally there is this thing that you're better than me.
Okay.
Maybe you don't know till you don't play when you're like you're playing team on one team or the other. But once you know that, then it sort of puts you on the backseat a little bit.
Agreed. Yeah, but also this whole, I mean, in a capitalistic framework, collusion is not allowed, right? Like you can't. What is it? It's called the price. Like colluding to keep the prices.
Yeah. It's
the same. Like what happens now, like how monopolies become. That should not be the case, right? LeBron James should not be allowed to.
Yeah, but if that was true, then the league had to stop Kevin Durant going to the Warriors. They just had to, because they stopped Chris Paul from going to the Lakers and Kobe Bryant was there.
Yes.
Which made sense. Which was like, okay, if he goes there at that time, it's just end of story, right?
I mean, yeah.
The Lakers had just won the championship then.
True, exactly. So how does this feature? I mean, how does this work out then?
No, NBA is a business. I think the NBA realized that San Francisco is becoming a very important, destination, and LA, Boston, and New York already were.
Yeah.
So how do you make a San Francisco juggernaut more of a juggernaut? Is you send KD there, make them win a bunch of championships, create this winning culture, and make money.
Wow, that does not sound nice.
It's a business.
It is a business.
We would also like to have some money to sponsor us, some swag.
Brooklyn Nets, give me a call. You want. I mean, I don't have that much money, but I can get some loans.
You can get some
loans.
Oh, loans.
Yeah. How's your company's loan position?
Very bad.
Okay, then there goes that. Yeah. So that's that. Right?
That's that.
That's that. That is the state of the union in which we find.
You seem to be very depressed. It's like, oh my god.
No, I can't imagine one more year of KD on the Warriors and then us going through the motions and be like, okay, no.
No, but the point I think Zach Lowe tweeted is like, it's crazy that there's actually people playing basketball in real courts in the NBA because no one gives a shit about that anymore. Right? Everyone's just like talking about the trades and no one's talking about the game anymore. Like, no one's talking about who
But this was a very hectic week. I mean, imagine the AD bomb and that's a trade which didn't even happen, and I don't expect it to happen over this weekend also.
Right.
So a potential trade plus an actual trade which is sending, like, you have Luka Doncic and KD on the same team now.
Let's talk about the Dallas.
Let's talk about Dallas now. One of your favorite teams.
Yes.
Is now relevant again.
It's actually not very relevant because you basically cleared the roster with. You have nobody. You have Luka Doncic and then you have Kristaps Porzingis, who is, by the way, hurt. So he's not going to play.
No, I mean, but this season is anyway.
Right. So I think it was a massive gamble because they sent, but I guess that's how Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks work, and it's not the way the Spurs work. It's like you don't empty your rosters for anybody, right? Because you have to play 48 minutes. You have to play 15 to 12 players.
Yeah.
And even if so you rather have very good rotation players than have like a bad rotation players and have 2 or 3 good players. So I think it's like a philosophy thing. I think the Mavericks, till they don't add relevant players, I think having Luka and Kristaps doesn't really change anything, because they both are very young. They both haven't played together. They both are, in my opinion, not extremely good scoring people.
Your opinion is very wrong. That's a hot take. I think as long as KP is injury free,
Right.
I think this is a very good, because you don't need to add many more pieces to it. They still have Harrison Barnes. They still have JJ Barea. JJ Barea, but a perennial thunder killer. JJ Barea, they have Harrison Barnes. They have, and I mean, you don't need 5 All-Stars, right? You have 2 potential stars.
Yeah.
And
Potential stars.
I mean,
Luka Doncic is a star.
But again,
I'm not very sure.
I don't think Mark Cuban got this team to win tomorrow or like next year. It will definitely take more than 1 year for this.
But the point is, like, you have now capped your salary is capped out, right? Once you have to give. Well, actually, that's not true, because Luka Doncic is a rookie deal.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fair.
And they only have his. Even
they got rid of
Kristaps is also
true. They got rid of DeAndre Jordan, who was the big contract. So the only big contract they have right now is Harrison Barnes.
Tim Hardaway's they've got.
Tim Hardaway's shitty contract they got. But that's fine. Tim Hardaway is a decent player.
Yeah, I mean, till they get to the place.
I think Tim Hardaway is a good substitute for Wes Matthews.
Shout out to Tim Hardaway Jr.'s father. Tim Hardaway Sr. was on the podcast. Good. Yes, that's how we just collaborate, and
it's all about collaboration.
That's the name of the game. I mean, that's the name of the game 3 years back, but we just got to it.
Little slow,
but not for too long.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. So let's talk about what the real deal for this weekend is.
Okay.
Mono.
Yes.
Like, you are a Shaquille O'Neal sort of player. Like 200 kilos lighter, but still you're off that.
That's
your game. That's it.
That's my game.
Back it up. Bully ball. And I don't play bully ball.
Yeah. But recently I played against Varun, who I defeated, by the way.
Yeah, you always defeat Varun.
No, not always.
I always defeated Varun.
You are a bad matchup for Varun. But Varun is a good matchup for me.
Yeah, exactly. I used to beat Varun. Varun used to beat you, and you used to beat me.
So that way I used to win the.
some nonsense rules, but whatever. But yeah, we're gonna do it tomorrow. NGV.
Yes. Everybody, please be there.
Please be there. They won't see this video for long.
Oh, they won't.
No, they won't. Unless I go into overtime. No, that's not gonna happen. And we just put it out like this. Let's see. We'll see. Let's see what happens. If you see this episode before that, then please go ahead. Join us at NGV around 3 o'clock. Have some lunch and come. You don't have to.
It's not that great.
We'll upload something. We'll definitely upload something. And yeah, bragging rights till we meet again, of course.
Okay. And then, do you want to discuss the roster?
All-Star reserves. All-Star reserves, yes, of course.
But do you know them?
I do know them. Let me rack my brain. Okay. So in the West we have Russell Westbrook, who I chose, and hater, absolute hateism has been displayed there. So
you don't love Russell Westbrook.
No, I don't know that. How do I know that anymore? I do not know that. You said he should not be there, and you chose Derrick Rose.
Okay.
Then you said Dame Lillard, which I agreed with. But Derrick Rose, how dare you say that he's a better guard than Russell Westbrook?
After injury, yes, maybe not. But if he are not injured,
if he was not injured, if Michael Jordan was still playing,
MVP. Real MVP, not your
please, hello. MVP Russell Westbrook. Okay, hello. They took a Thunder team to the playoffs, which should not have been there. But yeah. Okay.
And then what happened in the first round?
Well, that is immaterial.
Yes.
That is immaterial. Doesn't matter. Or what happened to James Harden, just because he has a lot of shooters around him. That's all that means. That's not a very good matchup. Anyway, what were we talking about? We're talking about all-star reserves. Yes, we have Westbrook from OKC as a camera. Jokic, another very well-deserved guy, should have been started, but we understand how racism works in the US. MAGA. We have Klay Thompson.
Yes,
Klay Thompson.
You didn't have Klay Thompson.
I didn't have Klay Thompson. I apologize for that, Klay Thompson. I probably hate the Warriors a little too much for. I was like 3 players and all they can't have, but Klay Thompson is Like, yeah, you can't take him out. Dame Lillard,
I called him.
Carl Anthony Towns, no one called him. No one called him. LaMarcus Aldridge.
I called now.
I mean, I said.
No,
I said we could take him out, but because you were like, how can you put Westbrook in there?
No.
We said Tobias Harris, he did not make it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. And the East, we have Bradley Beal. No one, we didn't call it.
I think we didn't do a good job with the East because we didn't really care.
That was a really difficult one. I think they had to like go through the okay, who are these people?
But we got Chris Middleton.
We did get Chris Middleton, but that was had to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, Milwaukee had to have two, and like I don't think we had any other names. We forgot about any, but
they had this
Vucevic from the Orlando Magic.
They took Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
It's like, Siakam will play so much more better.
Yeah. And Kyle Lowry is already here. Siakam could have made the All-Star this team anyway.
Anyone else from the Boston came in? No, right?
No.
We put in Al Horford, but he didn't.
We put all Al Horford after that. But like you said, the Eastern reserves were pretty depressing.
Because Wizards are playing so bad.
But he's the only one playing good.
Oh, and we forgot Blake Griffin actually. We actually forgot him.
I think we discussed him during the starters. Either Blake Griffin or John will be there, but when it came to the thing again, like you said, East was a nightmare to choose from.
I forgot Blake Griffin. I really like Blake Griffin's game. So
Blake Griffin is also pretty pissed with the Pistons, so I think if we can get him at OKC, he studied his college in Oklahoma. Yeah,
you want Blake Griffin?
Yeah.
With that, no man.
Blake Griffin instead of.
No, keep Steven Adams.
No, Steven Adams will still be there.
No, why?
Why?
Who will they have to give somebody for Blake?
They can give Patrick Patterson and.
No one's giving Blake for Patrick Patterson.
Why not?
That's not how it works.
No, that is true. But like we can give. See, the thing is, I love Jeremy.
Also, you don't have.
Once again, I have fooled him into talking about OKC. Boom.
Damn it!
Yeah.
We're talking about OKC again.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Spurs. We're playing really well, by the way.
Spurs are playing really well.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I thought, honestly, something is happening there.
Yeah, you have absolutely no faith in your team.
I have
absolutely no faith. I brought out the Spurs are playing well 2 episodes ago, and you're like, no, I don't think it's gonna last.
No, because that's how we are at Spurs. We just
lie.
We keep it low till we win the championship, and then like, booyah!
That's not happening this year. But yeah, there is hope for next year, maybe. I don't know. No hope.
We have no picks. We have nothing. I thought they would tank. You tank for Zion. That's what you do.
You can't tank for Zion anymore. They already, I think, in pretty good contention. Even if
they can't. That's what I said. Like, I thought they would tank for Zion.
Tank for Zion is like it makes so much sense. Like Zion is a tank and then tank for Zion.
Oh, true.
I made that just now. Like you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, tank for Zion, man. I mean, yeah, I don't know why they didn't. They should have just tanked.
They should have tanked, but they didn't. And the All-Star reserves are horrible. I mean, our picks were horrible.
Yeah.
But
on the Eastern Conference.
On the Eastern Conference, but like we got most of them right.
Yeah.
And Bradley Beal, come on, we could have picked D'Angelo Russell. I think he'll still make it. Spencer Dinwiddie, they could have picked my favorite name.
We both picked Spencer
Dinwiddie. Yeah, but yeah, he didn't make it. And I think Commissioner is going to say something about D'Angelo Russell replacing Victor. Well, it's a talk. It's not illegal. But again.
Also, we forgot Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert got really emotional when he was left out.
He started crying and all that shit. And then, like, all these people started making fun of him.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Draymond Green. You saw that thing?
I did see that thing.
You saw what he responded?
Yeah, exactly.
What did he respond?
He said, oh, I'm not also going to make it to Charlotte, better go and cry in my car or something.
Yeah, no, but then what did Rudy Gobert respond?
What did Rudy Gobert?
He said, like, you were crying to get KD with you.
That's a good clap back. Good clap back.
I deleted the tweet, though. But someone screenshotted it, as always.
That's how it happens. Yeah. I don't know why. You played Rudy Gobert, 7'2" and like big guy.
Yeah, I would have. If someone's tweeting like that publicly, just tweet back and just be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Who the hell do you think you are? Like donkey brain. Oh, no, nothing. Censor all of that out.
Hashtag.
One more thing that we will discuss is like I would love to know your thoughts on it. I have certain thoughts, but Dirk Nowitzki and D-Wade. Dwayne Wade
Right.
getting into the All-Star team as separate. What is it? Separate special appearance.
Yeah.
I don't think guest role sort of thing in the NBA All-Star game. What do you think about it? Because
I think what the thing that I really like about it is that both those players have played for. I wouldn't consider Miami to be a small market, but considering it's not the biggest of the markets, still they won the championship.
Yes.
I
mean, they basically played for one team, apart from D-Wade,
and so
they're known for that one team.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth honoring that.
Yes.
It's worth honoring the.
But they've been great ambassadors for the game.
Because I think both of them are probably in the
Finals MVPs.
Yes. I think Dirk is probably in the top 20 best players of all time.
Definitely. D-Wade is definitely top 4 the shooting guards. Definitely top.
Top 4, yeah.
Jordan, Kobe, and who else?
D-Wade.
Yeah, definitely. So that is something to be.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not like, see, I remember Kobe got a farewell whenever he went. Like, when he said that this is my last year, everywhere he went, he was there. And these people are not really doing it that much. Dirk is just like Dirk things.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very good sign by the NBA and something which a lot of leagues could, pick up, saying, it's not that they're going to get more contracts, which
So a lot of leagues don't have this. Do they have?
A lot of leagues have. I think
Okay.
baseball has, hockey has, what is it there? Basketball, football.
Yeah.
The American football. American football also has.
American football has that.
I
I don't
think
know.
it's called pro ball. Anyway, but it's an example, right? You show respect to people who have been such examples. I'm not saying when Lance Stevenson retires, you throw him, you're like, okay, you also come in the outside. No, but people who have,
anyone who's not going to be like in like the top 40 players of all time,
like easy Hall of Fame picks and all because it doesn't really dilute the. It's not like they took a roster space from someone.
Yeah.
It's not like they took a roster space from someone.
Absolutely.
Because in past years that was the case. Like, forgive me for saying this, but even when Kobe Bryant was not at his best, he used to be top. He used to be in the starting lineup because he was Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And at least this isn't happening that way. So I think this can be emulated. I mean, I personally feel that Paul Pierce should have gotten a treatment like this because, again, all-time player, Finals MVP, did his entire thing with one franchise till they
traded
Brooklyn Nets. I mean, that's
Clippers.
Clippers and Washington Wizards and all that.
Played Wizards also.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he played Wizards. Oh, too bad.
Yeah, but
Still,
still,
gotta make money. Hashtag gotta play big.
gotta get the bills, gotta pay the bills and get the bills, and yeah. So I heard some murmurs that it's a cheap move, and I think that just people, there'll always be multiple opinions for the same. But yeah, we at Ball is Day, we don't care for those opinions. Haters to the left, like left.
Yes.
Left to the left.
Yeah.
Alright then.
That's it, man.
That's it.
It's a good pod. Video pod. Let us know what do you think about it.
And subscribe and do all that.
Yeah. At Ball is Bay pod.
Oh yes. This is our brand new. This is supposed to be a B, so don't get confused. Don't think what is that thing doing there. Ball is Bay Pod is available on Twitter as Ball is Bay Pod and on Instagram as Ball is Bay Pod. We had some changes made recently. So yeah, don't listen to our previous episodes. Listen to this. This is our place. BALLISBAEPOD. Ball is Bay Pod. Doesn't sound weird, does it? Ball is Bay Pod. No, even if it does, that is the name. So you have to go and do your things there. Follow us on Instagram. On Twitter also you can follow us. No big deal.
Hey, Twitter. Follow. I'm the Twitter guy.
Okay, yeah. Follow us on Instagram.
So he's the Instagram guy, I'm the Twitter guy.
And I'm the YouTube guy.
I'm the YouTube guy.
Yes, YouTube guy also. Facebook, man, it's okay. You don't have to, like, we don't want to go into that. Facebook is dead. But yeah, please follow us everywhere. Recommend us to people with whom you have had discussions and arguments about basketball so that you can be like, listen, my opinion is supported by this podcast, so you better listen to this.
Yes, agree.
Agree?
Yeah.
Well, I think that should be that. We'll catch you all in the next episode, which probably will be an audio episode. But if there's good response to this, you never know.
No.
Yeah.
It's going to be an audio.
Okay, well then I think he's spoken, so that's that. Alright, cheers. Good night. Ten, 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 ten. That was the I don't think you've heard our podcast at all. Do you see at the end there's a Bach, the Beethoven's Fifth Symphony?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. What is it? How does it go?